What's up guys, Bonnie here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I want to cover all the champions that I built two of, whether it was for progression or for endgame purposes. I want to give you guys a better understanding as to all the champions are actually really worth building two of because they can do a lot of great things. So I'm going to share with you a lot of screenshots for some dungeons, faction wars, all that good stuff. Hopefully that will give you guys a working model for the early game, but also for the end game. So all that said, let's get right to it. Before we get started, quick update on tonight's stream, which is going to be at 7:30 Eastern time on Twitch, where we will be having a special giveaway. And I'm talking about a very nice account with some pretty good champions, such as a Krisk, Tyrant Elixir, you have a Lysandra, a Septimus, you also have a Madame Ceres. So a lot of legendaries overall. There's even more legendaries down here. So certainly is an account that you can do a lot of great things with. There's also 50,000 saved up energy on this. So probably good to go for the next fusion. So do not forget to tune in, at 7:30 Eastern time. We're going to start the giveaway at the beginning and then we choose the winner at the end. So here we go with the list of champions that I've built two of on my account. Some of them are very well known, so we'll start with those. Royal Guards, for example, right? Enemy max HP AoE, probably the best in the game, so there is a really good reason to build two of these champions. Kind of the first place that I started using two was the Dragon's Lair 20 in 35 seconds. All right, so this is still my go-to build for one of the fastest possible ones. I now don't really farm Dragon 20 all that much, so I don't use two Royal Guards daily for this, but I do keep using two Royal Guards now for the faction crypt, right? I just completed this High Elves team right here in roughly 2 minutes and 5 seconds, so Royal Guard is absolutely amazing for this. The next well-known enemy max HP champion is Coldheart. I certainly have at least two built on my account. In fact, I have three, but I don't think you really need three in the end game, so try and do without, but there is still a good reason to build two. For example, the Fire Knight 20 is made a lot easier if you have two Coldhearts. This is one of my slightly older builds, but it was still kind of like one of my first speed setups, right? And so two Coldhearts in here is really clutch for this. And then there's also, of course, another reason to use the two Coldhearts, which is, for example, the Spider's Den 20. And then more recently, it also works for the Spider's Den 24 and 25, assuming you have the AoE HP burn, where you kind of just use them for the turn meter control, but also the enemy max HP, even though it deals less damage, it is still really good to have those two Coldhearts. The third enemy max HP champion is, of course, Armiger. We have plenty of builds out there using two Armigers, if not three, if not four even, but overall at least two on your account. I have one that's level 60 and one that's level 50. That is good enough for me, but I got Coldhearts really early, therefore I didn't exactly need Armigers all that much. But if you want to do kind of like really free to play accessible teams, here's a quick example of a Spider 20 with a fully free to play team using two Armigers. This might not be the fastest team around, but it just goes to show that there is some really easy access champions that can help you progress. Up next, we have the turn meter control expert champion Allure. Absolutely amazing, great for the Fire Knight. We all know what she can do. You don't even need to do her skills or the masteries for specifically that. But if you do want to build a second one, for example, assuming you don't have a Coldheart, then here's an example of a build against the Fire Knight where we use the Allures and her A1 to bring the shield down, prevent the boss from ever taking a turn. Okay, so that is one way of using two Allures, but more recently for me, I've been using two of them in my crypt, and that has allowed me to speed up my runs by quite a bit. So I did max one out, but that is for the Fire Knight 25, which I'm trying to build a speed team, so I do want her to deal as much damage as possible. She's also in an immunity set, for example, for an extra buff for my Seer. Anyway, and then the second one now on this account does not have her skills fully done, but she is in lifesteal. That is kind of like to survive the boss fight here, but overall two Allures on an account is useful. The next champion that I built two of on my account was for one very specific thing. I kind of regretted it at the time, but now looking back on what I had to do to get to where I am, I don't regret it anymore. That champion is A champion that's really good in the clan boss, or at least one of her, it's Rearguard Sergeant. So yes, I had to build 2 Rearguard Sergeants on my account because of the continuous heals right here, right? So ally protection and continuous heals, and also we have the decreased defense on the A1. That allowed me to complete my Dwarf Crypt 21. This is the only way that I had found to do it without a Molly Tankard. Okay, so we had the Runic Warder along with the 2 Rearguard Sergeants, made this relatively easy. Now though, I do not use 2 Rearguard Sergeants. In fact, I don't even use the single one for my dwarf anymore. The next 2 champions are from the same faction and were built for the same reason, which was simply to complete the crypt. Well, actually, one of them was to progress, and now the other one is to farm. And so the first champion in here is Sinacia. Absolutely amazing. AoE A1, also put the skills on cooldown, and you also heal, and then you have another heal here, right? So really good champion to give you some kind of sustainability, although she's relatively squishy. Great in blender builds, but I never got a skull crown, so didn't get around to doing that. But anyway, I had to build 2 Sinacias to complete my Knight Rev faction the first time around with the team that you see right here. But more recently, I've moved to a different team. You guys might have seen the video not too long ago where I kind of dropped Sinacia entirely. So right now I don't even use the Sinacias on my account, and instead I built 2 Faceless. So absolutely amazing champion. Will hit really hard. A little bit better to take down the Valkyries on the second wave on stage 21, and this is what you see right here. Okay, so I'm now able to farm this in under 5 minutes. Kind of happy about this because this is a team that used to take about 12 minutes to farm each key, so it certainly helped me shave off a lot of time. There's also a secret room in the Hard Doom Tower. I don't have a screenshot for you guys, where we use I believe it is epic champions from the Knight Rev faction, and I have 2 Faceless in there as well. Up next, we have a very well-known champion for a very well-known build for the clan boss. That is a Maneater. So a lot of players will build 2. You can get by with just 1 and do a budget unkillable, but overall, if you have 2, I believe it's a little bit better. So 2 Maneaters on any account is always a good idea. Now, I did not really need to build 2 Maneaters on my account as to where I am right now in the game, but I still did it because I thought I can make content with this, and then I might try to work them into my faction wars, but I still don't even use them in my faction wars as of right now. So this is more a little bit of a fresh build on my account, having 2 Maneaters. I just haven't gotten around to using them, but certainly build 2 if you're just starting out, and thank me later. The next champion that I built 2 of on my account was for something very specific, but I do plan on using them in the crypt as well. That is Soulbound Boyar. Absolutely amazing champion. The way her crit rate is built in here, and with the aura means you need a whole lot less, and then you have an AoE A1. So this champion in a stun set is absolutely amazing, and it finally allowed me to get through the secret room number 4 of the second rotation without a Gnarlhorn. I just showed you guys this not too long ago, so I do believe there is a really good use to having 2 Soulbound Boyars on your account. But going forward, I will probably try to incorporate them for my crypt as well. The next champion is absolutely amazing because the only other champion in the game that can do a similar job is a legendary, and this one is a Renegade. So I built 2 on my account because I got somewhat lazy here a little bit, but I use a maxed out Renegade with kind of like damage gear to speed up some of my dungeon runs, and then the second one that I built doesn't need any damage. She in fact needs to be kind of weak so that she can die a little bit faster, and let me explain here with some screenshots. So for example, sorry, not this one right here, but the Dragon 25, right? So Renegade in here with like War Master, a shield set, overall just kind of speeding up of the run. And then we have, for example, the Fire Knight 25, 1 minute and 13 seconds, again with a kind of like damage Renegade in a shield set. But then the second one, I use her specifically for the Spider 24 or 25, where she's my target. She's going to basically reset the skills, and then she's going to die after 2-3 hits, which is exactly what I want from this team. Okay, so there is a reason to build 2 Renegades on your account, but this might be a little bit more end game. Finally, the last 2 champions that I built 2 of on my account are legendaries, but at least they're fusion champions. Does that count for anything? Anyway, so the first one is a Rotos. Absolutely amazing champion. Having 2 Rotos on your account will do a lot of great things, mainly for the arena. That is one place. Of course, if you have Siphi, it's a little bit better. I also used 2 Rotos against the Griffin in the previous rotation, but I now have a better build that doesn't even use a single Rotos, so I don't even use 2 two of them right now because my Tag Arena teams are built a little bit differently, so I would have to switch things up to use the second one. But there's a reason to build 2 Rotos on your account. Okay, these are really solid champions, especially like I said, if you have Siphi. The second one that I built 2 of is Tormin. Yes, I did pull another Tormin on my account, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Of course, there's a lot of other Void legendary champions that I would love to have. So same concept here for Tag Arena. It is really nice to have 2. Doom Tower, basically all the floors, I have at least 1 in there. But more recently, I've been toying with 2 of them in the Dwarf's Crypt, and I've been able to get a really fast time here. Of course, it's not just about the 2 Tormins, but at least there's a lot of fusion champions in this team. Not too bad. So anyway, there you have it, guys. All the champions that I've built 2 of on my account, whether I currently use them right now, both of them or not, just to kind of give you guys an overview. So here's what that looks like on my account with a quick snapshot of their gear. So one Torment in a stun set, the other one in a shield set. This Rotos is kind of like been taken apart, so they're work in progress for the time being. So those are the only legendaries. Then we have the 2 Man-Eaters, like I said, not even geared yet on my account. The 2 Faceless are geared because I am now using them every day. 2 Sinatias, not really using them anymore, so for the time being they're just kind of sitting there. Then we have the 2 Allures, one in an immunity set, again for the Fire Knight 25, the second one just for the Crypt. 2 Royal Guards, one for Fire Knight 25, and then of course the Crypt, the second one the Crypt, but also Spider 20. I forgot to mention that. I need one that's a little bit slower for that, so again, good reason to have 2 built. We have Cold Heart 1, Cold Heart 2, the third one I'm not really using anymore. Then we have Soulbound Boyar stun set, Soulbound Boyar stun set, really good. This is universal. I could put this on the Basilisks, for example. And then we have Armageddon number 1, not really using right now. The level 50 is right there. And then I think I forgot the Renegade. So we have the level 60 Renegade in a shield set, relatively good offensive stats. And then we have the second one, which is kind of just there to take, like I said, a hit or 2. So there you have it, guys, the list of my double built champions on my account. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.